didn't hunt with rifles like other boys did. His kind of hunting was the endless pursuit of his collection. On Saturday evenings, after market, twice a month, Orion Ratliff made his rounds delivering the dogwood bi-monthly. He delivered to Sweet Fern Women's College, where he would spend at least half of the hour collecting from Professor McVee. She was a real academic sort and would regale him with Greek myths and ancient legends, which weren't exactly true, but exciting nonetheless. She always sent him home with a peppermint and a book. He never read the books but happily ate the peppermint as he made his way to Dr. Holland's practice. Dr. Philip Holland always bought a stack of papers, on account of he was Pop's cousin. He said the paper did his patients good, and sometimes he prescribed them like medicine. Cousin Dr. Philip always had a gruesome story to share: spiders hatching in ears, erupting carbuncles, tumors with teeth in them. Orion thrilled in the horror of it, though Cousin Doctor never sent him with even a lick of candy, but bottles of pills or rubs to take home. Some Saturdays, if time allowed, Orion walked the few miles to the Barry house, though the Barrys hadn't lived there in years. It had been the home of the Tolliver clan, and Orion only visited when Celeste was staying. The Tollivers always called him Plucky and asked him to stay whole nights for his pluckiness. Orion agreed, but only when they bought a stack from him, though he never said that part out loud. It was always odd to see Celeste with the other Tollivers, like seeing a minister at the barber or one's teacher at the market. She had a whole other room there and everything. The last of Orion's stops was Wooded Hills, his favorite on his rounds. Rose and Calvin always had such differing perspectives on the same stories. Rose was fair and even, while Calvin, like Orion, didn't mind embellishment. Mrs. Ora Crosby could tell a story like a sailor, without as many swears, but not without no swears at all. She told him about men who could sell wishes, and women with silver tongues who could speak things into life. All sort of fibs, but with chilly little truths in them. Like some of the words had been replaced with silly things to cover bad ones. Oscar was the worst of them for fibs. He said Gray's Perch had a vampire living in the basement, and Aunt Ginny was almost tore apart by his fangs, that his great-aunt Irma had gone mad with a vampire curse. Orion didn't believe those yarns, but he listened because he liked Oscar. He only sometimes thought it odd that Oscar grew up at Gray's Perch, and that he lived in Goppo's old house. But what Orion loved the most was that Mrs. Ora always gave him a big smack of supper, and the Crosbys would sit at the table and read the Dogwood bi-monthly together, chatting about the contents like it was a bona fide paper. They never laughed. If only he'd known it was the very last of the doggy rag. United States joins the war effort, by Orion Ratliff. My pop and Uncle Colonel have been in the war a long time now, but it's looking as if more pops and uncles are gonna ship out, cause the United States has joined the Allies. It'll be real sad to see everyone go off, but your aunts will come to stay and they'll make good pies and cakes for you all. War is bad, but I guess sometimes it's necessary for freedom, and freedom is real important.
Word on the street by Hazel Ratliff. Mr. Harmon Nevitt said he's seen a dog howl last Tuesday evening. That means someone will die. He said he wishes it were his old mother-in-law. Mr. Laurent Clark ate 10 apples on Sunday night after church. He got mighty sick all night. He was all right when he ate only 8 of them last week. There is an evangelist go-preacher in the new Watson Farms barn. He saves people all week from 6 to 9 p.m.
Etiquette and Practices by Frederick and Laurent Clark. Reader, no, it isn't proper to be conservative with cream when guests come to tea, even if you want to save it for yourself. L. Reader, no, we haven't met any kings or queens, but our great-great-granduncle was a baron. F. Reader, no, it isn't proper to spew spit pills at your enemies during class, but you may challenge them to a tussle after school. L. Reader, yes, we have been to a castle. No, there weren't any princesses there. F.
If only things didn't have to change. If only Orion could hold it all still forever, surrounded in safety,